Welcome to Side Notes. I'm here at the opening nights for the ReelWorld Film Festival here in Toronto with someone who's from the alumni from the ReelWorld Film Festival. Dawn, you're involved with TV, movies. Can you talk a little bit how the ReelWorld Film Festival has helped you launch your career and actually has helped you taught you an awful lot about the industry itself?
Absolutely. ReelWorld screened my first short film that I directed as part of the Canadian Film Centre Directors Lab and Short Dramatic Film Program, and that was at the first annual ReelWorld Film Festival. They screened Girls Who Say Yes, and then I came back several times with music videos for their music video program, and as well they also screened my first feature, Devotion.
And actually, one of the names that you were mentioning, the project you've been involved in the past, Republic of Doyle from CBC. I was actually reading up on that today, so that's amazing that you're involved with that. How many episodes were you involved? I think you were involved with the directing of that episode.
I directed one episode of Republic of Doyle last year, and I've also directed Murdoch Mysteries and Degrassi. The last couple of years I've started working more in television, but I also direct and write my own films.
How has the TV industry changed for young people involved in the movie industry? Is it actually improved for the youth, or is there kind of a struggle to get in there?
Well, you know, there's a different kind of world. There's the film world where people are developing their own movies, and then there's the TV industry, which is where a lot of people that work in film and television production actually work. And I think it's always a struggle to get a film made, and as far as working in television, there's opportunity there. But again, with directing, you know, there's a limited number of shows. So I think to get into a job of directing, it does take some experience and some tenacity. It took me a while to get my first opportunities in series, and one of the things I did was shadow other directors and learn that way.
And you're involved with one of the boards that's doing some judging this Friday, you were saying.
Actually, on Friday, the Directors Guild of Canada is having a panel discussion for people who are interested in joining the Guild. I joined the Guild about 5 years ago, right before I started directing television, and most television shows are Guild productions. So learning about the Directors Guild is helpful if you want to work in series or in a variety of different projects.
And you know, finally, what are some words that you'd like to share with people about the ReelWorld Film Festival? You know, how it could help out the young and diverse within our culture?
Well, I think ReelWorld go out of their way to find diverse filmmakers and diverse films, and to show them to the public and to present them in the best possible way. And they also do a lot of development, sort of like talent development workshops, and workshops with educational, you know, and networking components. So they really help diverse filmmakers get started and make connections and get their careers going.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, great, thank you.
I'm here with Sofia, who's from the short film, The Railpath Hero. Sofia, can you quickly tell us a little bit about the story and the significance that not only the story has on hockey itself?
Sure. The story is about a young black hockey player named Damon who is from the wrong side of the tracks, and he has a secret that he needs to keep. So what he does find is that a pair of skates that he really needs to be able to continue to play comes with a really high cost, and that cost is not necessarily monetary. So there's a whole, sort of area around the shame and the embarrassment of sexual abuse, and that's something that we wanted to address in a very poignant and very serious manner in this film, to be able to let people know that, you know, if they're sort of suffering through that same type of guilt and shame and embarrassment, that it's not their fault, and, you know, it's okay to come forward, because, you know, that kind of stuff is just not okay and not appropriate.
And what day is the film showing here at the ReelWorld Film Festival?
It's showing on Saturday, April 5th at 6 p.m.
And your Facebook page, quickly give the address?
Yeah, it's the Facebook page, the Railpath Hero. You can certainly search for us and find us pretty quickly. So that's where we're just kind of keeping up to date with what's the status of the film. Just hoping to have some fans, and, you know, feel free to join us.
And you were telling me before that this is a fictional story, but it's based on actually factual stuff. You were quickly talking a little bit about some cases where there was some stuff it was based on. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Sure. Well, it's a fictional story, but it's just sort of based on, loosely based on some of the experiences of Kurt Townsend, who's Laurie Townsend's older brother, and when he played, during his hockey career.
And finally, is there some words that you want to share with other people, or there may be some stories that you want to do? You want to leave some information?
Sure. I mean, I think, I know that there's, lots of stories within the ReelWorld Film Festival that are important and need to be told. And what's great about being able to tell them in a visual medium is that they just have that much more impact on humans, and it allows people to kind of identify themselves in those particular films. So in particular with the ReelWorld Film Festival, because we're dealing with more diversity, it allows people to say, hey, that character looks like me, and if that character can do, whatever it is that they're doing, maybe I can too. And I hope that, any of the films out here inspire people to go out there and make films of their own, but also to be able to share their stories, to the world.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with the director from the movie Destiny, Jeremy Whittaker.
Yeah.
Jeremy, quickly a little bit about the story, about your film.
Yeah, for sure. It's a romantic drama. It starts out here in Canada. It's about a girl named Lisa. Her parents died 2 years prior in a car accident, and they bought real estate in Jamaica to retire on. And she goes to Jamaica to sell the real estate, and she reconnects with her family in Jamaica, and then she also gets romantically involved with a Jamaican artist there.
How important do you think the ReelWorld Film Festival is to helping promote the diversity within the Toronto community?
Huge. Look, I'm here now. The movie's being shown, being screened in front of hundreds of people, and on opening night. So, I mean, I salute ReelWorld for the invite, for allowing us to have this platform to show the movie. And I just look forward to showing it to more people. But this was the actual launch, is where it started.
How did you come up with a story behind the movie Destiny?
Well, I wanted to show, a lot of movies outside coming out of Jamaica, are more violent gangster films and stuff like that. And I wanted to show a different aspect of Jamaica, and I'm using this movie to do that. So it's more a romantic drama. I'm using the music, the culture of Jamaica to sell the movie.
And quickly, what's your website? So if people want to go watch a trailer, maybe contact you, ask you some questions about the movie, they may have an idea themselves, they want to run by you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now we're still developing the whole marketing rollout. This opportunity just sprung up on us. So I think we're on Facebook. We have something on Facebook, Destiny Jamaica Canadian Indie Film. So you can contact me there. But the full rollout is coming. This is just the beginning for the entire launch of the movie.
And what are some final words that you want to share with people from the diverse culture of Toronto that may want to get involved with the film industry themselves?
Well, first of all, I mean, whether you're black, white, Asian, Chinese, it doesn't matter when it comes on to film. The main thing is that you learn your craft, really honing on it, because it's a universal craft. That's the one thing about film. It's a universal language, the craft of making filmmaking. That doesn't change. The languages and the cultures change, what you show change. But first you have to know the craft and really study that. And then once you do that, you can tell your own stories, and the world is hungry for stories, but just make sure you learn your craft.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.
I'm here with Amanda from the short film Second Gen. Amanda, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you for interviewing me.
Quickly, give us a quick synopsis of what your short film's about.
Second Gen is about two best friends who move out of home for the first time against the will of their immigrant parents.
So if we take a look at the culture from the North American culture standpoint, from the Asian culture standpoint, what were some of the things that would clash right off the bat within that film?
Well, both Jen and Mo, the two main characters, are very Canadian. They were raised here, they were born here, and their parents still have the values from the countries that they came from. So there's a little bit of tension, especially with the two girls moving out, since in a lot of Asian communities you're not expected to move out when you're 18, 19. So there's that little bit of conflict there between the generations.
And how important do you think that ReelWorld Film Festival is to, showing the diversity within Toronto area itself?
I think that ReelWorld is wonderful because it focuses on showing different narratives and different voices and telling stories that are just as legit and just as true as what we see on mainstream TV, but are not necessarily seen as commonly or as told.
Quickly, when is your film going to be showing here at the ReelWorld Film Festival itself?
Here in Toronto, it'll be showing on Saturday the 5th at 6 o'clock.
And finally, what are some words that you want to share with people, whether they want to bring a film here that's from a diverse culture, inspiration you might want to share with the youth itself?
I think don't be afraid to tell your story in a way that's true, in a way that's honest to yourself and to the people that you know in your communities, because your stories are just as good as any other story that we see so many times.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm here with Sam and Sara from the short film Exxxquisite. Quickly, I know you're the director there, Sara. Can you quickly tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the project?
Well, actually, Sam and I met back in November, and she gave me the script, and we had a really wonderful conversation about it. Initially, she was looking for a producer because there was a director tentatively attached, and then sadly, not so sadly for me, but sadly for this other director, he wasn't able to do it anymore, and so Sam asked me to direct it. So that's kind of how it all happened, and from this relationship forged through the project, we've had a really fruitful relationship, and so we're working together a lot more now, so it's been really lovely.
Sam, you're the lead actress in this. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came about to get a hold of this project?
Yeah, I actually wrote the script as well. So the story is based, it's inspired by loneliness. And I was really drawn to that idea, and I wanted to explore it more, and I just started researching cultures and where loneliness comes from in a human, and I found the character that I ended up playing, which is this Russian woman who's based in Toronto. Yeah.
And one question I have to ask both of you: how important is this film festival to promoting the diversity of the Toronto community?
I think it's incredibly important, this film festival. I think in Toronto and in Canada, we have such a cultural mosaic, and it's really important that we share all of our stories. And it's been really rewarding for me getting involved in this film because I've been able to get myself into the head of these different cultures that I'm not so used to, and really being able to delve into their story. And I think we need to do that, because we have such beautiful, rich cultures here in Canada and Toronto. So we need to tell more of these stories.
Yeah, I think a big part of what we try to do, especially as women in the industry as well, is make diverse mainstream, and to be able to tell stories that are going untold right now, and just digging up stories and constantly putting them out there. And I think with indie filmmaking at the moment right now, we're able to do that because it's not based on budgets, it's not based on these things. We're able to tell stories at a simplistic way and reach audience at that way, which has been amazing and incredible for storytelling, yeah.
Quickly, give you guys a website where people can actually contact you if they want to ask any more questions.
Well, there's a website that's going to be coming up shortly. It's wallflowerfilms.ca. Otherwise, you can find our work at sarabasso.com and Sam Coyle. Right?
Sam Coyle, yeah, .com. So.
And what day actually is your film going to be showing here at the ReelWorld Film Festival? People can come check it out. Maybe they have some questions to ask you afterwards.
Yeah, it's Sunday, this Sunday, and it's at 1:30 in the screening's then, and there is a Q&A afterwards, so people can come and chat with us. Yeah.
Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.